Welcome back to That's a Wrap with your Severn Seniors. I'm Keegan Wilby, and today I'm with
Ambro.
And how old are you?
I'm 17.
Nice. Alright, so first question. How long have you been at Severn?
I've been at Severn for 7 years, since 6th grade.
Oh my gosh, that's a really long time.
Yes.
I cannot imagine. And how has your life revolved around school, not including the 7 hours you're required to be here?
I put in a lot of time with my sports. I spend at least 2 hours during the fall, and
because you're a big soccer player.
Yes,
too.
I am. We come here really early in the year, so in mid-August, and then
preseason.
Yes, preseason. So mid-August.
Yeah.
And then we just ended 2 weeks ago, so it's November now.
You guys have such a long season, especially with championships.
Oh my God,
and everything.
Yeah, especially if we make it to the championships. I also go to the leadership labs and stuff, and all the basketball games in the winter. I love the sports and winter trivia nights and stuff like that.
Yes.
So just being a part of the community events, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that's a good one. Just at least spend your time on
Yes.
Okay, next question. Who has been your favorite teacher all throughout your time at Severn?
That's a really hard question. But you know what? Even though he's not here anymore, I would have to say Mr. DeMarty.
Oh,
I
love Mr. DeMarty.
He, honestly, for me, he was such a good teacher. And he was also the academic advisor for my club that I run.
Really?
So I run intro to medical studies. So he was, until he left last year, he was our academic advisor, and he was just so involved with everything we were doing. And he was just a very good support system for me, and he understood my learning style, so we just connected, and so I really miss him.
He was definitely by far a really good teacher. He just understood what kids needed.
He understood what we were going through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He understood the stress levels.
Oh
of
yes.
And I guess you already mentioned this, but how has your teacher impacted you on both a personal and educational level?
Like I said, he was just so supportive, and what I appreciate about him is I'm a very visual learner, so when I didn't understand something, he would draw it on the board for me or show me a way of doing it that I hadn't really thought of before. He was also the JV soccer coach, so we would talk about soccer at the same time.
So it's a little bond in and of
We were bonded.
Yeah.
I feel like we had so many shared interests, and especially because I really started to I really like the sciences.
Oh yeah.
So I really didn't think I'd like chemistry, but I ended up really liking it. So
yeah,
it was,
and it's cool that the teacher allowed you to do that.
Yes, I think he was a big reason why I ended up liking the class so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. And I know you just mentioned about intro to medical studies, but what clubs have you been involved in, and what made you interested in joining them?
Intro to medical studies, I want to go into the medical field, obviously, and you know what? I joined my freshman year because a friend of mine had also joined, but I really like it. I'm also part of SWAG, supporting women across the globe. 3 of my really good friends run that club right now, but I joined it with them freshman year.
Do you think it's ever too late to join a club or something you're interested in? Speaking from a senior.
Absolutely not. I mean, I have gone, even though I haven't joined the clubs, I've been in these clubs since my freshman year, but I've seen people join their junior year or their senior year in clubs. We had a junior just join my math club this year, and she's she really likes it, and she just didn't know about us. And I think that it's never too late, because you change your interests, because it's high school.
And I know this might be hard to answer, but what has been your favorite memory of your high school experience?
My favorites was my freshman year when we won our soccer championship. I was really bonded with some of our upperclassmen, and even though I was a freshman and I wasn't as involved on the team, I think that really that made a big impact on how important culture is.
And your surroundings.
Yes, and that was just something that I was I love being on this team. That was something that has stuck with me.
Started the spark.
Started the spark for Severn soccer.
Yes.
And then another one would just, I think, it came out of nowhere, but I joined Tech for our musical my junior year, and I had such a good time. I love musical theater, but I had been playing basketball for a while, so I'd never done it before, but I was really, really excited. I love you all.
Is there one thing that you would have changed about your high school experience?
Well, there's one specific thing. I know I wish I'd taken AP World my sophomore year.
Oh, me too.
I didn't take it. Especially as an underclassman, just been more outgoing.
Mhm.
I feel like, you know, when I was younger, I was a lot more reserved than I am now.
Yeah.
And I would have just been more outgoing and trying new things and wanting to talk to people and
Oh, yeah.
being less judgmental. So sort of just embracing the experiences I'm having and the people around me.
What is one decision that you made at Severn that changed your interest or positively impacted you?
The decision to, you know, stop playing basketball. I liked my team, but I wanted to pursue other things, specifically in the arts, like I said with the musical, and spend more time volunteering and doing other things.
Yeah.
So now that I have my winter's free, I was able to volunteer at the hospital.
What would you say your greatest contribution is to Severn, big or small?
I go out of my way now to try and get to know people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my contribution is just making sure the underclassmen, especially because my siblings are freshmen, just making sure people feel like comfortable and welcome. So making just like someone's day a little bit better. I feel like that's something, especially as I become older, something I try to do because I feel like I always want someone to do that for me.
Yeah.
So I want to be out there making people happy.
I love that mentality. That's so sweet. Has Severn promoted a projected career path for you? If so, what and how?
I want to go pre-med in college and be a biology major. So I feel like, you know, with our clubs, and we're so fortunate to have so many guest speakers come in and talk to us about all these outlets. So there have been things that, you know, I know I want to do medicine,
Right.
but I didn't know, you know, what specifically do I want to do.
What specific path you want to do?
Yeah, so I think that Severn has really opened my eyes. You know, I can volunteer my time to help people because we're required to do those hours.
Right.
And, you know, I also want to be a fine arts minor, so we have such a strong program in our arts for people who want to take a creative path, but they promote just figuring out what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
I think that is something really important that we take for granted here.
So I know you already play soccer and you did play basketball, but how has that community of playing a sport for Severn changed your perspective about high school?
It's really the culture. I've been on teams with really negative culture where we've had a bad coach or people are really competitive, but I think that Severn, even though they've been tough, I think we have strived to make a stronger community, and that's what I appreciate. And our athletics, you know what, they really do focus on having that strong culture of people.
Right.
And it's not all about winning, but we do win. I think that's really helped me to find connections with people I really wouldn't have met otherwise. And know how to work as a team and know what a good culture of people is.
Can you tell me if you remember something from your first day of school at Severn or your first day of high school here?
I met one of my closest friends in my math class, and we absolutely hate each other.
Oh no.
The first time we met. But I just was one of my closest friends. I don't know how we got past it, but I just have a very good memory of sitting in that class and being like, dang, she's really annoying. But I also remember walking in and being to advisory, and I was so nervous.
Okay.
I was entirely just like, I felt so alone, but I think that being there and sort of having to figure it out by myself, I was like, wow, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
I got this. But I just have such vivid memories of just like trying to take everything in at the same time. And that just sort of stuck with me. I'm like, okay, you know what? I figured that out. I got this.
Yeah, you made it through even though you
We keep pushing forward.
Yes. That's a good motto. Just keep pushing forward.
Keep pushing forward.
Okay, so Ainsley and I always have to ask this one question, but what is your current favorite song or current favorite artist?
You know what? I am going to be basic, and I'm going to say Chapel Roan.
You know?
I love Chapel Roan. I also
Preach to the choir. We love
Chapel Roan. But I also, one of my favorite songs is Someone New by Hosier.
Oh,
I love Hosier.
Yes.
That song, I would say, is so underrated.
Right, and finally, do you have any shout-outs, any friends, teachers, family?
Shout out to my sister and my brother.
Oh.
I love you. I know you're freshmen, but like, you're gonna get through it, I promise. When you're a senior, you're gonna be sitting here and you're gonna think back and be like, that was a lot of stuff I just lived through. Shout out to all of my friends, Jamila, Natalie, Emma, Grace, Tara, Madison, I love you all. You have made my high school experience so positive. All my sports, all the musical kids. Live on.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
forget me.
Thank you so much for coming here today.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you.